Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region, in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists.
My name is Jamie Lammers, and welcome to this week's edition of the Mountaineer Podcast, Music of the Mountains, Where to Be and What to See. Our musical guests, do you mind introducing yourselves real quick?
Our band name is the Cody Sisters, and my name is Megan. I play guitar, mandolin, and sing in the band.
I'm Will. I play bass in the band.
And I'm Maddie. I play guitar and clawhammer banjo.
And I hear that you'll be performing at the Gold Hill Inn very soon.
That's right. We're very excited. It's going to be a really fun send-off show before we hit the road for our West Coast tour, and we're really excited to say goodbye to everyone there.
So how did the Cody Sisters begin?
Yeah, so Megan and I were actually sisters, and so we've been around each other our whole lives. And our dad started us off playing guitar when we were 6 and 8 years old, and around the time we were, I think it was 7 and 9, we did our first show at a coffee shop. We invited all of our friends to come and listen to the songs we've been working on. But we've been playing ever since, and our dad used to play bass with us, but we started going to college a few years ago, and Megan met Will, who's a jazz bass major at CU, so now he plays with us.
And where did your musical journey start at the beginning?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for Maddie and I, it was bluegrass. I know Will had a different upbringing, so I'll let him talk about that after, but we grew up going to bluegrass festivals. Our dad took us, and I remember one of the first bluegrass artists he showed us was Vera Hole, and we thought she was so incredible. We still think that, but she was one of the first people I remember being really inspired by. But yeah, Will, why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, so I grew up in Cleveland, and I used to play a lot of jazz there, and I still play a lot of jazz even here in Colorado, but I hadn't played any bluegrass since moving to Colorado and since I met the Cody Sisters. And then once I joined their band, I really started playing a lot more bluegrass and folk music, and it really opened my ears to everything that genre. So it's been a really nice experience learning all that music.
Will, what about you? Do you want to go a little bit deeper into your background?
Yeah, so I originally started on cello, and then it was like middle school orchestra program just needed bass players, so I was able to play bass from that. And then I played a lot of classical music after that. And then in high school, I really found jazz, and I really loved Bill Evans and Scott LaFaro and Gary Peacock and Steve Swallow and a lot of those ECM kind of people. And it really made me really love jazz and improvised music. And I think that's why I really like bluegrass too, is because there's that element of improvisation that is really prominent in the music. So I was able to really pick up this style easily.
Do you guys perform covers, originals, or a mix of both?
We kind of started mostly in traditional bluegrass covers, but Maddie is a songwriter of the band, so maybe you can talk a little bit about that. Yeah, I've been writing songs since the beginning of my ability to know my memories. I think I filled out so many songwriting journals in my life that I can't even hold all of them. But yeah, so we started incorporating some of my original songs into the set when I think we were about 10 and 12. I remember our first record. That is definitely a vintage record because we were very young in that. I think we have 2 original songs on there. And I think since growing up, my songwriting has matured a lot more than it was when I was 10 years old, of course, hopefully. And so we've been doing a mix of covers and originals. A lot of our covers in the set, too, are songs that we just really enjoy and get stuck in our heads all the time. So it's really fun to get to play those to audiences. And a lot of times the audience knows it, so it's really fun to have them sing along, too. Yeah, also, I will add that Maddie's songwriting has changed a lot over the years, and also with the addition of Will in the band, our style has evolved a lot, and I would say the original songs especially bring out more of the folk Americana side rather than the straight-ahead bluegrass, and we've been having a lot of fun figuring out what type of music we really play, and yeah, messing around with that.
Megan and Will, have you guys tried delving into songwriting on your own?
That's a great question. I'll speak for myself, but I think this might apply to both of us. I've written a few songs. They're great. Maddie tells me they're good. I think they're guitar fine and possibly could be done in the band, but Maddie is just always writing so many songs, and for me, I feel like it's easier to play someone else's songs in the band that I take so seriously. But yeah, I don't know. So.
I've written a lot of things, and I do a lot of arranging and stuff like that, but we haven't actually ever played any of my songs in the band. I haven't really wanted to that much, but a lot of the things I write are jazz songs or things like that, and I play with other groups, but yeah, nothing folky I've ever written.
Yeah, but I will give props to both Megan and Will. I feel like anytime I bring them a song when we're about to rehearse and learn it for the first time, they play a really big role in shaping how it goes, especially Will and Megan. Both of you do a really good job of making this song come to life in a way that is the Cody Sisters sound, other than just an original song by me with just my guitar. They're really good at helping make it what it is.
This is a question for all of you, but most specifically for Maddie. What is your favorite part about the songwriting process? And for Megan and Will, more specifically, what are some of your favorite parts about seeing that songwriting process come to fruition?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think, let's see, I learn a lot about myself through the process of writing songs. A lot of times I use that as a catalyst for understanding myself and growing through this weird world that I can barely make sense of, and putting a melody to my crazy thoughts really helps me process what's going on in the world, in my life, and everything. And I think one of my favorite parts about songwriting is getting to play it for people, because a lot of times after shows, or if I'm playing a song for my friends, it's something that people can relate to, even if it's just my experience. They have things that they're like, wow, you just put that into words. It's something that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it finally does, this crazy life thing. And I think it's really cool getting to share the confusion of the world with people through songs. I'll add on to that in a different perspective, because Maddie's always writing songs on her side of the room, and we share a room. So I'm on my side of the room hearing the song, and it's so cool to hear them come from the ground up. And then Maddie and I drive 2 minutes to Will's house, and then we arrange the songs, and he does most of the arranging, I would say, especially for the recent songs. So it's just so cool to hear what it sounds like at the very beginning, and then being a part of the creation and making it all come to life.
Yeah, so what Megan was saying, when like everyone comes to my house and gives me the songs sort of, and we all play them together, it's a really fun process as to change up the chords and maybe reharmonize songs. And so because I have a jazz perspective on everything, and there's a lot of harmony in that, I'm able to make fun chords out of things, or change rhythms that I think people would like, then they could dance, that kind of thing.
Megan and Maddie, how do you think your musical journey has changed being in each other's lives for so long, being siblings?
That's a great question. It's interesting to think about, because Maddie and I grew up so close, and everything we've done has been together really for our entire lives. So I think we have a lot of shared experiences that maybe they don't change each other as much, but they make it so we're a lot more open to collaborating with each other. I think also our relationship as siblings is a lot different than other siblings, because we have the normal sibling aspect, and then we have the professional aspect. And I think the way that we've made those two go together has made us a lot stronger as artists, and a lot more willing to hear each other out and make changes based on what we're feeling. Yeah, and I'll add to that a little bit. I think it has been really helpful for us to have grown up through this together, because a lot of times if I ever go through an experience by myself, it's really hard for me to explain it to other people and to comprehend what's going on. But having Megan to bounce ideas off of, to just remember things that have happened in our life, is really, really helpful. And we've shaped each other. I don't know what we would be if we were only children. It would be a crazy, crazy dynamic. But yeah, we have influenced each other so much. Yeah.
Will, what has it been like coming into the group and adding on to the family dynamic of Maddie and Megan?
Yeah, so it was super fun coming to a band that was already so good, and me not knowing really anything about bluegrass. They had to teach me everything, but we all became super good friends, so the dynamic was able to come to fruition just because we were all such good friends, so we were always sisters.
Okay, yeah, we tell everyone that Will is our soul sister. I also think that it was just Maddie and I for so long, but now that it's the three three of us, it really is, like, Will has just fit right in and has become such an important part of the group dynamic. So it's been really great. Yeah, and also the fact that Megan and I have been together as siblings for our whole lives. Our ideas meld together. They really work in everything. But right when we found Will, our ideas of new arrangements and everything, they weren't running out per se, but Will really added this new perspective that we've never really been able to consider before. So he definitely broadened our horizon.
Will's talked a bit about playing in other groups, but Megan and Maddie, have you two performed in other groups before?
That's a good question. We both have played in other groups, none as serious or time-consuming as the Cody Sisters. This has always really been our main thing. Yeah, we've definitely done different projects that are more one-time things. We both have done all-woman bands for some random bluegrass festivals. Not random, they're great festivals. I did one, we were called the Meltdown Sisters for the Durango Meltdown, and Megan did one for Snowy Grass a few summers ago. What were you guys called? I think we were called the CPG All-Stars. Oh, yes. Yeah, but very short-lived things that we love collaborating with other people as well. But this is definitely our main project.
Will, do you want to talk a little bit more about the groups you've played in?
Yeah, so right now I'm playing in actually a lot of groups and I'm doing a lot of freelance bass work. So I'm playing, it seems like almost every single day with different groups, but I would say that over all of that, I just love playing with the Cody Sisters the most. So I put that with a priority. So yeah, so I do play with a lot of other groups very consistently, but I'd say Cody Sisters are my favorite.
Thanks.
For all of you guys, what has been your favorite part about being able to perform live?
Ooh, so I'll start. I really love when I feel like we're being heard. Not sound-wise, just that having a live audience really makes it feel like the things we do matter. And I love when little kids come up to us after shows and they're so nervous to talk to us because we were just on the big stage. And even if it was not a show that we would consider to be that big of a deal, there's always little kids that come up and they're so nervous to talk to us, and it's so cute because I remember being that age too and seeing people that I idolized on stage at live shows, and I totally would not be where I am today if I didn't have those live music experiences. So I really love that we can be that for other people. Okay. I love that too. I also just, in addition to songwriting forever, I've just always loved performing. I remember our mom took a video of one of my dance performances when I was a toddler, and I don't remember this, but apparently I took over the whole show without knowing it and just started dancing like crazy because I just really love the ability to, I don't know what that was. The dancing part, that was probably the show. I wanted to steal the show, but I love playing for people. I don't know what it is. It's just the best experience, getting to see their faces light up because so many people love music and that's how they connect in the world, and being able to have these really profound connections to people, to strangers most of the time, is just crazy. It's incredible. And it's really fun getting to do it with Megan and Will on stage as well because we all feed off of each other's energy, and I dance a lot on stage and it's really fun seeing other people in the audience dance as well. I love it when people dance. That's Gold Hill, that show. We have played it so many times in our lives, but every time we get to play Gold Hill, we love it because the audience is always so awesome. So great. They just love to dance and listen to music.
Yeah, and I feel like when playing live, getting people's energy and feeding off of that is really important to it keeps us wanting to give them more. So when they start dancing and things like that, it's really, really fun and helpful. I should also mention that Maddie juggles a lot, so she's truly a performer.
She's truly a clown. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, I've juggled on stage a few times with the Cody Sisters. I have dropped the balls a few times, but it's been fun.
Is there anything you hope that the audience members will be able to take away from your shows when they come and see you?
Oh, great question. My hope is that they just come out of it inspired. I know we play a lot of shows, but we also go to a lot of shows, and anytime I am an audience member, it's a good show and I leave from it, I want to go home and I want to write, or I want to do something creative, or just my heart feels full. And that's the feeling I want audience members to have when they leave and go home. Just something that they felt connected to, or to have a pause in this crazy world, just to have an hour or 2 hours, however long we're playing, just to be able to exist and be fully present in what's going on. fun because there's a lot of times in life that that's not possible. So yeah, all those things. I think that I agree.
Is there anything else in general you'd like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, well, we have a really exciting summer coming up. We have a few farewell Colorado shows at the beginning of May. We have this Gold Hill show, and then we're also playing at E-Town in Boulder. And then after that, we are headed to the West Coast for a run of shows for the rest of May. And then in June, we're headed to the Midwest. But our grand finale for the summer is our main stage set at Rocky Grass. So that's super exciting. The festival we've been going to our whole lives, that's really where we got started in music. So it's really exciting for us to be able to get up there and play on the big stage. And also, if people are looking to find our tour schedule or any other content videos we do a lot of, you can find us on Instagram at the Cody Sisters or Facebook and TikTok, also all the Cody Sisters. And we have a recently updated website as well. So everything is online at CodySistersMusic.com.
At this point, I made it known that I hadn't really established who was the older sister, Megan or Maddie.
Do you have a guess?
When this question was asked, I chose Maddie based on her songwriting experience. I was incorrect.
No, people keep guessing Maddie. It's okay. It's an old soul. No, it's okay. We've been getting that a lot more recently, and I am so honored anytime anyone guesses that because I've been the youngest in every situation my whole life, so it's fun. That was a good guess.
It's actually me.
Yeah. Yes. Will's the older sister, Matt is the second oldest sister, and Maddie's the youngest sister.
During the conversation, I did make a joke about Will possibly being the middle child of the group, but here it's established that he's technically the oldest.
But the youngest among his siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I was curious at this point, so I asked Will how many siblings he had.
I have two older siblings, a brother and an older sister.
Knowing how close Megan and Maddie were, both on an artistic and personal level, I decided to ask Will if art ran in his family, or if he was the main artistic sibling.
No, actually, so my brother, he's the oldest. He was an artist in school, and he was super good. He stopped doing art a while ago, and now does other things, but he was super artistic, and yeah, we loved art in our household. My mom really likes art and stuff like that.
Anyway, that's essentially it. But is there anything else that I forgot about?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of stuff to add. We did recently record an album in the studio, but that's not coming out for probably another long time. Last May we released an EP. It's self-titled called The Cody Sisters, and that's out on all streaming platforms. So if anyone's looking for a more recent example of the type of music and the songs that we've played, that is a great place to look.
Thank you guys so much. Normally, in the outro, I wouldn't introduce the musicians by their full names, but I might as well, considering they only gave me their first names in this interview. So thank you, Maddie and Megan Cody and Will Pavilonis, for coming on board and joining us for the podcast. If you want to see the Cody Sisters performing live, be sure to check them out at the Gold Hill Inn, located at 41 Main Street in Gold Hill, on Sunday, May 12, 2024, at 7 p.m. Also be sure to stream their 2 EPs wherever you stream your music. Strings, a 2017 release, and The Cody Sisters, a 2023 release with the single Nowadays.
Running out of time.
And now for this week's music mentions. Head to Busey Brews, located at 70 East 1st Street in Netherland on Friday, May 3rd at 4 p.m. to see Sean Kinane performing live, and on Sunday, May 5th at 2 p.m. to see Sarah Banker performing live. Head to the Canyon Tavern, located at 32138 Highway 72 in Coal Creek Canyon on Saturday, May 4th for a performance. It has not been confirmed which artist is going to be performing there yet, but for more information, you can call the Canyon Tavern at 303-642-3180 or go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/Coal Creek Canyon Tavern. The event will start either at 5 or 6. Head to the Coal Creek Canyon Improvement Association, located at 31528 Highway 72 in Golden, on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. for an open mic night, and on Saturday, May 4th at 5 p.m. for a Cinco de Mayo cultural celebration featuring festive music. Head to the Diner Bar Ned, located at 121 North Jefferson Street in Netherland, on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. for a karaoke night. Head to the Gold Hill Inn, located at 401 Main Street in Gold Hill, on Friday, May 3rd at 8 p.m. to see That Damn Sasquatch performing live, on Saturday, May 4th at 7 p.m. to see the Eclectic Moonlight Experience performing live, and on Sunday, May 5th at 7 p.m. to see Eric Wiggs and Dylan McCarthy performing live. Head to the Gold Hill General Store, located at 531 Main Street in Gold Hill, on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. to see Noah G. Fowler performing live, and on Saturday, May 4th at 8 p.m. to see Charlie White performing live. Head to the Jamestown Mercantile, located at 108 Main Street in Jamestown, on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. to see the Piney Tops performing live, on Sunday, May 5th at 12:15 p.m. to see Maddie G performing live, and on Wednesday, May 8th at 5 p.m. for an open mic night. Head to Knotted Root Brewing, located at 250 North Caribou Street in Netherland, every Sunday at 5 p.m. for Jazz Sundays. And finally, head to the Very Nice Brewing Company, located at 20 East Lakeview Drive, number 112 in Netherland, on Friday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. to see Mad Dog Blues performing live, and on Saturday, May 4th at 5 p.m. to see the Tim Ostiak Duo performing live. Did we miss you or your performance? Want to submit your music listing in the Peak to Peak area? Do you have updates to your business or to your performances? Please call 303-810-5409 or email info@themountaineer.com to be included in the next print edition or the next podcast of The Mountain Ear.
Shadows at night, the world's black and white. What would you do if we had more time? Mushroom fields, strawberry wine. Scared to leave you behind. Are we running out of time? Running out of time.
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.